So how does that insurance rates? So in this example, we're going to be setting up an insurance rate for a customer, for customers charged $3 per $1,000 for coverage up to $10,000. I'll also have a second one for $2 for every 1,000 up until 20,000. So going to Storman. So insurance rates can actually be found underneath your maintenance window. So if we just go maintenance and insurance rates, you'll see that I've already pre-created one. So I'm just going to double click on that one and explain how I created this. I'll create the 20,000 one after this. So your insurance rate. So we do need a starting value. As this is our first insurance rate, we are starting at $0. My end value is 10,000. So this is pertaining to how far up until your insurance rates will hit. Premiums is $3, which I'm actually repeating for every 1,000. So repeating for every 1,000, and I'm rounding to the closest dollar. So what this will actually do is for every 1,000 up until $10,000, I'm going to be charging a customer $3. So for 1,000, obviously $3, for 2,000, $6, and so on and so forth. So to actually create one of these, so just clicking out of this, so I'm going to create my 10,000 to 20,000. So add insurance rate down the bottom. So my starting value is going to be $10,000. When setting up your insurance rates, it's important that you actually have your insurance rates building off each other, so you've got no gaps. So what I mean by that is your end value for my first one is 10,000. So you want your starting value of your next one to be 10,000. After that, we just need to enter an end value. So that's my 20,000 just here. Now my premium, as I mentioned before, is my $2. So entering 2 here. I'm going to be rounding to every dollar, and I want to repeat my $2 for every 1,000. Your next checkbox just here, only accept insurance values equal to the multiple to repeat. What this means, it will only accept insurance values repeated of 1,000. So it'll only accept 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13,000. It won't accept things such as 11,500. If you uncheck this, Stormer will actually work out the special rates for your different ones. But generally, a site will only accept it in $1,000 lots. So I'm just going to check this one for now and hitting OK to save. So as you can see here, I've got my 0 to 10,000 and my premium is $3, which is repeating. And then I've got a 10,000 to 20,000, which is a premium of $2, which is also repeating, and selecting done. So now I'm actually going to be adding $6,000 worth of insurance to Greg Vine in unit 108. And I'm also be adding $11,000 worth of insurance to Nigel Baker, which is in unit 109. So just Greg Vine first, so double clicking on him, and then going to access an insurance tab. So down the bottom right here, you can see this insurance info. You'll see there that I've got my unit listed out. I've got a policy number and a coverage. You'll see that this is actually repeated down here for agreement policy number and also an extra editable color coverage. So for multiple unit agreements, you can actually have separate insurance for your separate agreements. If you had just a holistic plan, just for everyone's units within their perfect agreement, you just be filling out this field just here. So enter your policy number and then how much coverage the person is actually getting. So as I mentioned, so he's getting $6,000 and hitting OK. When you actually do this, Storman is actually going to work out a pro rata between today's date and your next bill date. So what this will do is if I actually hit OK, yes, to this, and we go to transactions, as I mentioned, Storman actually created a pro rata for me. So this is actually kicking up insurance as of today's date. If the person did actually pick up insurance when they first moved in and you're doing a past, when you got a past date move-in, or if that makes sense, you'll just need to change your start date down the bottom here. Oh, where's my mouse? There it is. Your start date down the bottom here. And you'll see that my expiry date is actually matched my next bill date. When the person actually pays for this insurance, that expiry date will actually advance 1 month. Let me know if that makes sense, as it can be a little bit confusing. On your agreement info tab, you'll also see that Storman's automatically added an insurance charge for me for $18. And that is insurance for him. So Nigel Baker, he wants $11,000. So double clicking, once again, access insurance. I see I've already got a policy number in there and he's just upgrading. So I'm going to go 11,000. Once again, we have a pro rata created. And also we have an insurance rate.